Hey guys, and welcome to Praise Art Creations. I'm Marcos A. Rivera, and today we're going to be talking about the resurrection of Lazarus. Now, this is a story that I've heard over and over again, and I actually just recently heard it, and it brought some new insights to me because of my personal situation, what I'm going through. And I think you guys can relate to in some sense. You know, we have a situation where Lazarus is dying. The sisters actually sent for him, Jesus to come, because they know that if Jesus comes, their brother will be healed and he will live. Jesus stayed where he was. He stayed put. And he didn't go until after Lazarus was dead. You know, we all have situations where we're praying, we need something to happen right now, and it doesn't. You know, a circumstance, a situation, a person, something happens and we're devastated sometimes. Sometimes it could be small and sometimes it could be devastating. Sometimes it could be extremely hurtful. And we wonder why. Why didn't you help me? I prayed. I've done everything that I can, but nothing happened. And I certainly have been in that situation myself. You know, just crying and almost begging, please stop this pain. And I could imagine that the sisters loved their brother. They didn't want him to die. So Jesus finally arrived. And Martha, the first thing that she said was, Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died. And that is how we are. And I can't speak for you guys. I can only speak for myself. That's how I am sometimes. I wonder, Lord, if you had done something, this would not have happened. This additional suffering would not have happened. You know, I don't understand what's going on. And so Jesus asked her, do you believe? Of course, Martha said, yes, I believe. You are the Messiah, the Son of God. Anything you ask of God, he will give to you, even now. Jesus went to the tomb. He asked them to roll the stone away. And Martha said, look, my brother's been dead for 4 days. There's going to be a bad smell. And that's human logic. Obviously there's going to be a bad smell. And that's how I think sometimes, look, you know, if I do this, this is what logically will happen. And Jesus says, no. Roll away the stone and you're going to see the glory of God. First of all, thank God that he is always heard. And that's something I need to remind myself, that even when I'm in pain, God is still hearing me. God has a plan. And Jesus, in a loud voice, says, Lazarus, come forth. And Lazarus rose from the dead. There was a miracle. This is not possible. Only with God. And the reason why I'm talking to you guys today about this is just to remind you, and remind myself as well, is that, you know, we don't always understand why God does things, but he does have a plan. You know, and we say, well, maybe that plan is so I can get hurt. And that's not the way God thinks of things. Sometimes there is suffering and there's many reasons why. One can be for us to get closer to him. You know, and I always have to remind myself is that, you know, especially if I'm going through some kind of suffering, some kind of pain, or even if someone that I love is going through that type of pain, is that God had loved me so much that he gave his only son, Jesus, to die for me and my sins. You know, I think about that and I reflect on the type of suffering and pain and what Jesus went through. I also think about who he is. He is God. Not only did he become man, but he allowed his own creation to murder him, to beat him, to ridicule him. That is just amazing to me. So when I go through bad times, I want to remember that. I hope this was helpful to you guys. This is something that was heartfelt. I wanted to share. And please, if you haven't done so already, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. Also, don't forget to check out my Etsy shop, where you can find some great paintings for someone that you love and or also yourself. And that is at Praise Art Creations at the Etsy store. Next time, I'm going to be interviewing Zach from Not Your Father's Barbershop, that's in Fort Lauderdale. And the reason why I wanted to interview him and talk to him is because he has a really awesome shop. It's very well designed. A lot of creativity went into creating this for himself and his customers. So I thought that would be a really cool insight so you guys can check out what he went through and also the process of and the creativity that goes into it as well. So until next time, don't forget to create and be inspired. Bye.